A promise always requires faith. We believe in something we haven't yet received. We believe in something we haven't yet seen. This faith we live by finds its hope in things promised, things still to come. We live declaring all these promises of God. The gospel message is shocking to many, shocking because of its implications. What once required special sacrifices and representative priests has been fulfilled by Jesus and is now available to any who believe. We have been given direct access to God Himself. The Bible encourages us to come to God with boldness. Our boldness in approaching Him does not come from our words or our achievements. Instead, it's based on God's promises. The Scriptures are full of His promises to us. So we ask, remembering His power and faithfulness, and we encourage those around us to do the same, to believe boldly. Paul was on his way to Rome, sailing across the Mediterranean Sea. It was late in the year and the weather was increasingly against them. Paul understood the risk they faced, and he knew that if they continued to press on, there would be trouble. He expressed his concerns to the sailors, but he was a prisoner, on his way to face his trial in Rome, so he had little influence. The captain and the owner of the ship decided to continue. As a prisoner, there was nothing Paul could do about it. His life was in their hands. At least, that's how it seemed. The weather did get worse. The ship was tossed by typhoon-like winds that went on for days. The men, hardened sailors, began to panic and lose hope. But Paul spoke up again. "Take courage," he told them. An angel of God had informed him that though they would be shipwrecked, no man who stayed with the boat would perish. Paul concluded, "I believe God." Paul had a promise. That promise was enough to sustain him and to save a ship of pagan sailors and prisoners. But that promise took faith. In the midst of the raging wind and crashing waves, Paul's words must have seemed small. What can words do in a raging sea? But words can do a lot. They can bring peace, they can rally courage, they can spur faith that carries us on. Paul had received a word from God, a promise delivered by an angel. That instilled faith, and Paul passed that word on to the terrified mass of men, and so through Paul's faith, they were spared, saved. Words may not mean a lot, but when those words are a promise from God, they are worth more than all of our fears or worry. Over and over, it has been the words of God that have moved men and women to go on believing, and by faith to receive impossible things. It's the same today. The Scriptures are full of God's promises, promises about His character, promises about His faithfulness, promises about His actions, and about things still to come. Just words, perhaps to some, but for those willing to believe, His promises change everything. So we live reminding ourselves to keep believing. We hold on to every word from God that has been promised to us, and we remind one another of what we have. In the midst of our own storms, when fear and anxiety surround like a tempest, we declare again what we have been promised. It was Paul's willingness to declare his own promise from God that saved everyone on that ship. Paul may have been a prisoner, but his God was faithful and powerful to see them through. Though their ship was destroyed, not a single man was lost, just as God had promised. What has God promised to us? What has God promised you? Can you still hear it? Do you still believe it? Declare it in spite of uncertainty. Remind yourself again and again. By faith, hold on to it. Find your courage in it. What promises do you need to declare again?